question is what McWhorter is driving home is this idea of perpetual victimhood. As Black Zeus will constantly talk about perpetual victimhood, where rather than seeing one of the things that I forget which chapter it was, it might have been it probably was the final chapter where he says that the elites rather see you for who you aren't versus to who you are. And when McWhorter talks about that, he talks about like, in this day and age where we have the resources, we have things in place due to our fathers, our grandfathers, and our fathers, they have sacrificed so much that you don't have to take all of those arrows. Right now, all you have to do is focus on what is currently available to you, which is seemingly a lot compared to prior generations. Exactly. And the elites, for whatever reason, they don't see it that way. And that's the unfortunate thing. And that's where I do agree with.
You mean the elects?
The elects, my bad. You're right. The elects. Yeah, the elects, the elites, they're profiting as well. But yeah, the elects. Thank you for that. The elects. Whereas when you talk about helping the poor, it's this perpetual victimhood mentality as to what you don't have versus to what you have. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where he says he's committed more to helping versus the elite, the elects, where they're constantly saying like, well, the white people up the street or the white people in Livingston, for those who are not listening, Livingston is a predominantly white affluent neighborhood in New Jersey, but like it's this sort of comparison to like what white people are doing versus to what you currently have and what you currently could do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They've got the big 6-bedroom house and I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment. At least you're not on the street. Maybe you can work your way up to getting a 2-bedroom. But they got a 6-bedroom house. But you still have a house to work with.
You have a house.
But we're not going to look at that, right?
Yeah. No. I don't think, like you said, in the grand scheme of things, are blacks as a people more committed to actually helping poor people of color? No, they're not. They're into pacifying people of color. And making them think that they're getting help, but to truly help them, I don't think that's really happening. If you're giving me a fucking turkey and shit and some food, I get it. I do understand. I don't want y'all to think I'm that anal, but that ain't really helping me. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. I know food, you need food to survive. I get all that shit. But if I come every week to the food pantry, but I'm still homeless, like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like, to really help me is to have something in place to make me get out of my situation that I'm in. And no, I don't think in the grand scheme that we're really helping people. I think we're just pacifying them. Listen, I got a nonprofit company, and a lot of money comes through nonprofit companies, and it's easy to say that you're doing something for people when you're not doing shit. And a lot of these entities say they're doing stuff for people, but they're really not doing anything. I go to a lot of these events and I see what's going on. And
Black Lives Matter is collecting $90 million and not necessarily helping any black businesses during the whole pandemic shutdown.
Exactly. So, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think we are helping anybody. I think, like I said, we're pacifying people with food and shit. We're saying, hey, you want to come here and get food? I don't even know what else they passing. That motherfucker ain't giving out gas cards or nothing, just food. So again, I don't think so. That's me. I'm done.
So as a person who does community service and philanthropy and everything, I know the fact that it takes effort, time, and resources, and if you are working with limited resources, there's a limited amount what you can do, but you want to do something better than nothing. So like the whole thing is like, Kel, you've been with me down at the shelter and donated book bags and school supplies, this, that, and the other. Christmas time, we bring coats and hats and clothes for the kids, and Christmas gifts and this, that, and the other. We get like ShopRite gift cards for the families to get food and X, Y, and Z, because we are on a limited, we have limited resources, So there are small groups that do their best to try to help out as much as they can with what limited resources. The problem when I get disgusted to my fucking stomach, like you mentioned, groups like Black Lives Matter get $90 million corporate money and buy multiple $1 million homes, and get book deals and endorsements and all of this other bullshit, and does not do shit to help the communities, not even help the families of the victim family of the families of the victims of the tragedies that basically origin Black Lives Matter. No money was given to families like Trayvon Martin, Ferguson, Floyd, the little boy that got shot because the cop saw the little boy with a toy gun. Even the mother of that little boy fucking blacked out on social media on the head chicks of Black Lives Matter that were virtue signaling and said, "You didn't do shit for my kid. Don't use my kid as some sort of virtue signaling flag and everything." So that's where my stomach gets turned and disgusted. And instead of calling out people like that, we spend time calling out people like the author of this book for calling out people like that.
Yeah. Hey, Black Zeus, the small entities, I never have a problem with the small entities. Like you said, it's the 90 million ones,
Exactly.
The $90 million franchise.
Like you got $90 million and nothing gets done in the community.